Having a baseline of self-care is actually quite necessary for the state of our mental health. And when we're dealing or struggling with anxiety, it's no different. Unfortunately, there are still all of those misconceptions about self-care being selfish, and that's just simply not true. If we're not taking care of ourselves physically, mentally, spiritually, all of the things, then those things are going to suffer. In order to really care for ourselves well, especially when we are dealing or struggling with anxiety, we really need to make sure that we are feeding ourselves well, that we're getting enough quality sleep, that we're staying hydrated, getting daily movement. There are so many things that we can add in or implement into a daily routine that can really support our mental health and can actually lead to decreased anxiety in the future. And if we aren't engaging in some of these self-care strategies on a regular basis, or if we kind of fall off the wagon, so to speak, when it comes to some of these healthy habits, then we can actually start to notice increases in the anxiety that we experience or in other just mood disturbances or just challenges within our mental and emotional health. One thing that comes to mind when we're talking about not engaging in these helpful strategies is that low blood sugar from not eating enough or not eating regularly or not getting the right type of nutrients put into our body, low blood sugar actually can mimic feelings of anxiety. So we can start to feel really anxious or lightheaded or jittery when it's low blood sugar, and we might mistake that for anxiety, and then we're kind of into another vicious anxiety cycle because we don't want to feel anxiety. Same thing goes for getting enough sleep. Even if we get just 7 hours or less of sleep a night, this can lead to feeling more anxious, on edge, decreased cognitive capacity or ability to concentrate or stay focused. Daily movement of some kind actually helps to express either new or built up cortisol and stress within the body. So engaging in some type of movement that feels good for your body actually really does go a long way in helping us to feel less anxious and less stressed long term. Herbal supplements are another great way to be able to support our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health. This can be things like herbal tea, just having, calming herbal tea throughout the day. This can also look like taking herbal supplements if that's something that you're comfortable with. I actually found a company called Extend Life like 9 months ago and had started to take some of their products, and I actually noticed a huge decrease in just the daily anxiety and stress that I was experiencing just by taking their Serene Saffron product and then their magnesium product as well. And they actually do offer my listeners, followers, all the people a discount code, so you can get 15% off your very first purchase, which is amazing. And then, of course, we can talk about just implementing calming strategies into our daily routine. Things like meditation or breath work, or just general strategies that can help us feel calm, safe, secure, and connected to those around us. I actually have an entire free resource that is dedicated to helping you guys start this process and identifying, what are those things that can help me feel safe, secure, so that my anxiety can start to decrease. And so my brain and my body can start to understand that, hey, I'm actually safe right now in the moment. Even if some of these calming strategies just give you moments of relief, those go so far in helping us to utilize these strategies in times of anxiety. And when we practice them more and more, our brain and our body remember that these things help us to feel safe and secure and connected. And so it becomes easier to remember to engage in them in those times when we actually need them. I guess I'll call this free resource kind of like an ebook type of thing. It is a digital download, and it does provide some foundational information about what anxiety is, as well as 5 foundational strategies that you can implement starting today that can really go a long way in helping to decrease the anxiety that you experience. And I'm going to give you a bit of a framework when it comes to how am I going to implement some of these things? Where am I going to implement them into my daily routine so it becomes habit for us and we can really start to get the benefits of engaging in calming strategies on a regular basis. You can find the link to that down in the description, and it's pretty easy. The concept of taking care of ourselves or engaging in self-care practices for the state of our mental health might seem insignificant or too easy or whatever, but it really does make a big impact, especially if we make it a routine or a habit in our life. We might notice things change quite drastically in the direction that we actually want them to when we start to just trust the process, because it is a process and it is kind of an intangible process, and I know it can be difficult to trust. but just try to trust in the process, trust in yourself, and know that it can get better, that we can heal from anxiety and we can experience decreases in anxiety and stress, and that we can ultimately find freedom. It is 100% possible to find freedom in this space. And these types of self-care and calming strategies can really help with getting you there.